Catch Me If You Can, but Don't Fall in Love, Olivia Carter had made it her life's mission to catch Leo Moretti. For 3 years, the FBI agent had hunted him like a bloodhound. To the world, Leo was nothing more than a master thief, an expert con artist with a talent for slipping away from any law enforcement net. He had become infamous for pulling off impossible heists and leaving behind nothing but a trail of stolen fortunes and cryptic clues. Um, hmm, hmm, But to Olivia, he was more than just a criminal. He was a mystery, a puzzle she had to solve. Every time she thought she had him, he vanished. Every time she thought she understood his game, he changed the rules. Olivia could never quite get close enough to catch him. The man seemed untouchable. But what Olivia didn't know was that she wasn't the one hunting him. Leo had been hunting her all along. Each robbery, each cryptic note, each red rose he left behind was a warning, a signal for her to stay away from the real danger. He wasn't just a thief, he was protecting her from a threat far more sinister. And the moment Olivia started getting too close to the truth, Leo knew it was time to make the ultimate sacrifice. It all began in London. Olivia thought she had finally cornered Leo. He had just pulled off a daring heist. A priceless diamond was missing from a high-priced auction, and she was hot on his trail. The walls were closing in, and Olivia believed this time would be different. She was so close, she could almost taste victory. She stormed into the supposed hideout, prepared to arrest him. But instead of finding Leo, she discovered a single letter. The message, written in perfect cursive, was simple but unsettling. If you're reading this, you're already too late. But you're also in the right place. Take a deep breath and look to your left. Olivia, confused but intrigued, followed the instructions. To her surprise, on the wall was a painting, the very auction from which the diamond had been stolen. In the center of the painting was her own reflection, standing in the middle of the heist she had been chasing for so long. The painting was a masterpiece, but it wasn't just an artwork. It was a message from Leo. He had been leaving these clues all along, but they were never about taunting her. They were about protecting her from something far more dangerous. Olivia's mind raced. Leo was trying to lead her away from the real enemy. She was hunting the wrong man. Months later, Olivia found herself in Venice. The city of love was a far cry from the war zone her life had become. She wasn't looking for romance. She was looking for Leo. Her pursuit led her to an old hotel where she believed he was hiding. As she approached the building, gunshots rang out, and she was thrown into the canal by one of Leo's loyal accomplices. Struggling to stay afloat, Olivia barely had time to react before she heard Leo's voice cutting through the chaos. "You're not here to catch me, Olivia. You're here to stay away from them." The words echoed in her ears as they fought for their lives in the water. Olivia didn't understand. Who was he trying to protect her from? All she had ever known was Leo as the criminal. But now he was pushing her away to keep her safe. She didn't know who them were, but she was beginning to realize that the true villain was much darker than anything she had imagined. The truth came crashing down during a skydiving incident in Monaco. Leo had stolen a microchip containing vital information that could change the course of international politics, and once again, Olivia was hot on his trail. As they leaped out of a hijacked plane together, each of them strapped to a single parachute, everything changed. The wind howled as they plummeted toward the earth, hearts pounding in unison. For the first time, Olivia noticed something odd. Leo wasn't afraid of the fall. In fact, he seemed almost calm. His arms were tightly wrapped around her, but it wasn't for himself. He was terrified for her. Then, amid the rush of the free fall, Leo whispered something Olivia had never expected to hear. "I've never been running from you, Olivia. I've been running to you. If you weren't chasing me, you'd be chasing them. You've been so focused on me, you haven't seen the real danger. Olivia's world tilted. The man she had been chasing, the thief, wasn't just a criminal. He was a man running from a much larger threat. All this time, Leo had been trying to protect her from a deadly international syndicate, an organization that had been manipulating governments and eliminating anyone who stood in their way. Leo wasn't just a thief. He was a hero in disguise. As the pieces began to fall into place, Olivia realized that the microchip wasn't just valuable. It contained information on the dangerous syndicate Leo had been fighting against all along. They were the true criminals, the ones she should have been hunting. But when Leo confessed the truth, Olivia had to make a difficult choice: arrest him as the criminal the FBI believed him to be, or trust him and work together to bring down the real criminals. For the first time in her career, Olivia chose to trust her instincts. She agreed to work with Leo to fight the true enemy together. But their decision came at a cost. The syndicate was closing in on them, and danger was lurking around every corner. As they made their way into a vault to steal vital information, Leo finally revealed something that broke Olivia's heart. "I never wanted to escape, Olivia. I just wanted to keep you safe." The final confrontation came swiftly. With the syndicate hot on their trail, Leo made the ultimate sacrifice. They were cornered, trapped in a room with no way out. Just as a bullet was aimed for Olivia, Leo shoved her aside and took the hit himself. He didn't even flinch. Olivia watched in horror as he fell, realizing the truth she had been blind to all along. Leo had been in love with her. He hadn't been running from the law. He had been protecting her from the real danger. But before she could stop him, Leo was taken by the authorities, dragged away for a crime he hadn't truly committed. Weeks passed, and Olivia tried to make sense of everything. The FBI declared Leo dead, his criminal empire was dismantled. Everything seemed to return to normal, but there was one thing Olivia couldn't shake. One night, she received a package, a simple playing card. Written on the back was a message: "You didn't think I'd let you win that easily, did you?" Leo was alive. He had never been dead. In the months that followed, Olivia found herself drawn back into the world Leo had left behind. The syndicate was still out there, and there was one final job to be done. But this time, Olivia wasn't chasing Leo. Leo had orchestrated the ultimate final act, and this time, they would face the enemy together. They both knew the truth now. Their story had never been about Leo evading justice. It had been about Olivia finding the truth. Together, they would finally catch the real criminals. In the end, after the dust settled and the last of the syndicate was brought down, Leo and Olivia stepped into a new chapter of their lives. The pursuit had finally ended, but the love that had sparked in the midst of danger was just beginning. No longer bound by secrets and threats, they found themselves on a quiet beach in the south of France, far from the chaos. Olivia, who had spent so many years chasing a criminal, now found herself beside a man she realized was more than just her partner. He was her equal. Together, they watched the sunset, knowing they had both been through hell and come out stronger. Leo, no longer a thief, but a man who had sacrificed everything for the woman he loved, held her hand and smiled. "You know," Leo said, "I think we can finally let go of the past. It's time to live." Olivia looked at him, her heart full. She had fallen in love with a man who had lived in the shadows for so long, yet he had given her the light she had never expected. With no more enemies to face, no more criminal pursuits to chase, they built a life together. Quiet dinners, walks through sun-dappled streets, and shared moments of peace became their everyday reality. And as the years passed, Olivia and Leo knew that despite everything they had faced, the lies, the danger, the betrayals, true love was the only thing worth chasing.